What is up, everybody? DishNet34 welcoming you to the Out of the Park 23 Perfect Team Reveal Show. How is everybody doing tonight? Oh my goodness. We have got a lot in store for you tonight. And guys, it is great to finally be back on the channel after several months. It has been a wild ride, but you know what? We are here. We are ready to reveal Perfect Team 23. Who's excited for this? I know I am. I hope y'all are too. Hopefully y'all had a great weekend. Hopefully you're looking forward to the release of the early beta, the early pre-order beta for all of our pre-order customers. That's coming out sometime tomorrow. We don't have an exact time yet, but you will be. But if you did pre-order, you will be getting a link in your email, I do believe. Just not sure about the timing yet, but we'll be sure to get you that access very, very soon. Yeah, I do have the tie tonight. You know what? You gotta spiff it up a little bit for a reveal like this, because we have so much to cover tonight. Yeah, I agree. This is serious business right here. Does the tie have a name? I don't have a name for the tie. Is it real or a clip-on? It's neither. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully y'all are ready for this. We got a lot to get into tonight, so I hope you're ready, because this is probably one of the most anticipated versions of Perfect Team ever. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about what we will be discussing today. So we're going to talk about loyalty rewards right off the bat, of what we're going to be giving you if you've played the game before and you're just like getting right back into it. We're going to talk about ratings. We're going to talk about training. We're going to talk about strategy changes tonight. All of those will have a little bit of minor tweaks to them this year. I can't wait to talk to you about all of those. Then we're going to talk about the new uniform slots they're going to be in the base game and also in Perfect Team 23, how they work, how they can be unlocked, all that good stuff. Then we're going to do a big overview and demonstration of the new card shop, formerly known as the auction house. It's going to be a little bit different with that this year, I'm not going to lie, but I think the changes that we have made are going to positively impact card sales and how you sell cards this year. Then we will talk about the huge changes to tournaments this year. Tournaments are going to be a lot more important than ever before in Perfect Team. Plus, we're going to talk a little bit about the Perfect Team World Championships. That's going to be the live event that'll pit two Perfect Team managers against each other in a winner-take-all one-game showdown. That's going to be a heck of a time. Then we're going to talk about the new limited edition card format. Yes, limited edition cards will be back, just in a little bit of a different way. We're going to talk about a little bit of those later. And then, since this is the fifth version of Perfect Team, can you believe that this is the fifth version of Perfect Team already? It's absolutely insane. So we're going to take a look back at the last four versions and in terms of like the card art that we had over the last few years. And then we will take a look at the full Perfect Team 23 card art reveal. That's going to be great. And then we'll take a look back. Then we're going to take a look back and maybe a little bit of a look forward at the 12 cards in 12 days program, and maybe talk about a little dude named Tom Seaver. So we're going to go right into it. And I'm already looking forward to the 12 cards in 12 days slide because, hey, guess what? All the cards in 12 cards in 12 days are on that slide. So spoiler alert for that. Anyway, 0 out of 10 Canadian accent. Listen, I'm as close to Canada as a state, almost as close to Canada as a state can be. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of like that. But yeah, remember, when in doubt, blame. Nah. Don't blame Nicolino too much now. Nicolino's a good guy. All right, let's get started. So let's go ahead and talk about loyalty rewards for Perfect Team 23. So this is what a lot of people are looking forward to when you start up your team. So all these rewards will be given to you when starting a new team, and it's going to be on the same screen as the starter pack. So if you have played since Perfect Team 19, you will receive an additional 2 diamond packs, 1 historical pack, 1 gold pack, and 1 silver pack. Do they stack or is it separate? They do not stack. So you're going to get what's listed under all of that stuff if you are in there. Is this only if you start your team in the first week? I believe there is a time limit on that. I forget if there is a time limit. I want to say within a month of the game's release, but I'm gonna have to double check on that and talk to you guys about that later. But if you've played since PT 19, you're gonna get those rewards there. If you played since Perfect Team 20, you'll receive 1 diamond pack, 1 gold pack, and 1 silver pack as well. Then if you've played since Perfect Team 21, you're going to get 2 additional gold packs. And if you've played since Perfect Team 22, last season's version, you will be getting 1 gold pack. But I think a lot of you guys want to know a little bit more about one of the other loyalty rewards that were talked about in Perfect Team 22. And that, my friends, is Brooks Robinson. Yes. So this was a couple of missions from back in Perfect Team 22. There were a couple of missions that were released near the end of the cycle. And if you completed both parts of that mission before March 15th, you will receive this Brooks Robinson card right up here, right above my head. That 77 overall silver card. You'll receive that on your account when you begin Perfect Team 23. Now, the card will start as a silver card. And kind of like how the Build a Legend stuff kind of worked over last season, you can power those up via missions over time. And this will be over the first few months of the cycle, first couple of months or so. I forget what the timing is on that, but there will be missions over time that you can complete to unlock the gold version, the diamond version, and the perfect versions of Brooks Robinson. And just so y'all are aware, the initial silver card will be sellable. All right? So that'll be pretty interesting stuff right there. But yeah, Brooks Robinson. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how Brooks Robinson kind of turns out this year with the gold version, the diamond version, and perfect version. Because this was something that we kind of not tried before, I think. So this is going to be pretty good to see what happens. I hope y'all enjoy Brooks, because I have a feeling, given Brooks' track record as a really elite defender, he is going to be absolutely insane. All right? So I'm looking forward to that too, and I hope you're looking forward to that too. All right, so now that we've gotten the loyalty rewards out of the way, let's talk a little bit more about the different little changes that we have made to Perfect Team 23 this year. And I think one of the more interesting changes is how ratings are going to be presented. So let's take a look at this here. So the newest thing that we have added to the ratings presentation is the BABIP rating. Now, the BABIP rating it's kind of been a rating that's been hiding in the background of a lot of cards for many, many years. But now it's being publicly available in the rating screen for the first time ever. So the BABIP rating is kind of being added because it helps give context to the contact rating. So BABIP combines with power and avoid K to kind of create what has been known as the contact rating. And as you know, BABIP has previously been hidden to this point. So I know y'all have your position calculators out there and then all that good stuff. So does this apply to franchise as well? Ooh, does that apply to franchise? I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head, but I believe it may or may not. I'd have to check in with you on that. Check in on that, Nick. Another thing as well. So the rating screen is going to be a little bit different. So you're going to have BABIP at the top, then power, then avoid K, then contact, then gap power, then I. And I will admit, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. I know I'm having a little bit of a time getting used to it, but I think we're going to get used to it a little bit. Now, another thing that we have kind of added are now position ratings right up there. They show the potential rating of how much a player's position can go at a certain position. So position potential will look a little bit like this. So let's say you have this player right here. So he's a 91 at second base, but he's currently 36 at third base. But because of how his defensive ratings are, he can train up to a 72. And then there's the infield ratings right there. Now, he's also qualified to learn at first base, third base, left field, and right field. Now, if there's position potential for a position a player is qualified to learn at, but not listed on the position ratings list, it won't be shown in that list until the training begins at that position. Is that Fletcher? Nope, it's not David Fletcher, Nuke God. Good guess, though. And then another thing, the live updates. The live updates for the live cards will be on the first Monday of every month. And the first live card update is going to be on May 2nd. So set your calendars for May 2nd, because that's when the first live card updates are going to be. Playoffs updated for the new rules? Yes. Yes, Erie. But yep, the live updates for live card ratings will be on the first Monday of every month. Difference between center field current and max, but center field not listed as qualified to learn. All these screenshots, by the way, have been taken from a beta version of the game. So what you see may or may not be the final version, just so y'all are aware. So there might still be a couple of tweaks that need to be made. But overall, what you're seeing is going to be very close to what is going to be presented. Why is contact under avoid K? I think it's set up like this because the top three ratings, BABIP, power, and avoid K, kind of make that contact rating what it is. So it's kind of a way to say, hey, these ratings equate to this. All right, now, we talked a little bit about training just now. So let's talk a little bit more about the training changes in Perfect Team 23, because it's going to be a little bit different this year. Players can now train to 100% of their position rating at all eligible positions. And previously that was at 75%. Now, eligibility requirements for position training has been reduced to 5% of career games at a position, and was previously at 10% of games. So, for example, someone like Mickey Mantle, for example, in 22, he was only eligible to be in center field because he had more than 10% of his games at that position. Heck, he was a center fielder for most of his career. But this year, Mickey Mantle will be eligible to be trained 100% in right field and left field. He wouldn't have been able to be trained there in Perfect Team 22 because he only had 6.4% of his career games in right field, 5.6% of his games in left field. So yeah, still no Tom Mattingly at third base. Unfortunately, yes. But yeah, so this is going to be a little bit of a change to how things have been, but I think this is going to be a big change for like certain infielders, certain outfielders, especially Mickey Mantle. I think that was one of the biggest examples of that as well. Same thing goes for position potential in terms of the training as well. Will training be saved in tournaments? I do not expect that to happen as well, Daniel. I think it's going to be the same as the last couple of versions. So also another thing, training speed is going to be slowed down just a little bit. So it's going to take a little bit longer than in the past to get a player fully trained at a position. So it's going to take a little tiny bit longer. I don't really have an estimate as to how much longer, but it is going to be slowed down just a little bit. So that's how training is going to be affected this year. Now, I know a lot of y'all are strategy buffs. So let's talk a little bit about strategy changes. Now, there's only a couple big ones that have been kind of added to the game. Global strategy to set bench when fatigue percent has been added. I know a lot of you have liked using that particular setting by an individual basis. However, we have now implemented that for a global strategy. So now you can bench anybody at whatever fatigue percent you want. You can have a default batting bench when fatigue percent, default starting pitcher bench when fatigue percent, and default relief pitcher bench when fatigue percent. So I think that's gonna help a lot with a lot of you strategy guys. Are these drops 22 or 23? They are 22. Another thing that we have added kind of a Shohei Ohtani rule of sorts. So there's now an individual strategy for people who are two-way players to skip the DH when that particular player pitches. So let's say, you have a guy like Shohei Ohtani. You want his bat in the lineup. You can skip the DH when pitching as part of his individual strategy, and they will skip the DH and have Ohtani hit. I believe it's going to work the same way as the new MLB rule in terms of the starting pitcher being able to stay in the lineup as a DH once they're taken out of the game. That particular strategy is going to be an individual player strategy, not as a global strategy. Where is my pull-all pitches if they throw a perfect game through 7? Unfortunately, I don't think there's a Dave Roberts setting in Perfect Team this year. But yep, it is the new Ohtani rule, so that's how we're going to be implementing that in Perfect Team, because honestly, there are a lot of players in Perfect Team that you can use as two-way players. Ohtani included. I know there's quite a few historical guys from the past. I know there's been Negro League players in the past that have been eligible to be two-way players. Some really good two-way players. So that's going to help out a lot in terms of having that bat in the lineup while they're also pitching. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so now that we've gotten past the strategy changes, let's talk about, I think some people might consider this a major change in out of the park as in general, and that is uniform slots. Yes. So just as the new base game has unlimited slots for jerseys, there will be additional jersey slots in Perfect Team for your team. Now, you'll have to unlock those jersey slots, however. So here's how you would do it. So you start with 2 jerseys, home and away. And you can unlock more slots as you move up in the leagues. So you get one more jersey when you reach Bronze League. You get one more in Silver League. You get another one in Gold League. You get 2 more in Diamond League. And if you make it to Perfect League, you get 3 more jersey slots. So that means you can have up to 10 jersey slots for your team if you make it to Perfect League. That is going to be insane. And if you get demoted, do you lose your slots? You do not lose your slots. Additional jersey slots will not be lost if you are demoted. Do we get a buff for that at Perfect League? I don't know. So I think there's at least a little tiny bit of an incentive to try and make Perfect League if you're really a jersey nut. New game equals call your slot. Oh, that's a good one. Is this where the ties come in? I don't know. I mean, we got ties right here. I don't think there will be ties in Perfect Team, however. So yeah. So jersey slots. You can have more jersey slots in Perfect Team if you move up in the leagues. That's gonna be great. Yeah, it's just fun. All right, now let's talk a little bit about probably what I consider to be the biggest change to Perfect Team as a whole this year. And that, my friends, is the new card shop. So the auction house from previous Perfect Team versions has been replaced with a card shop. So transactions will now be done via buy orders and sell orders, which you may think that this is similar to another game. Probably. So here's how this is going to work. We're going to run down the list here for buy orders and sell orders. Then we're actually going to demonstrate that with a beta version of the game live. All right. So we will be showing off the card shop live here in just a little bit. So we're going to get through the demonstration and all that good stuff. So you can search for cards you want to buy in the card shop. This is how to do a buy order. And there will be filters and search options to narrow down cards. And you can now hide cards you own. There are no other games, DishNet. Oh yeah, that's right. There are no other games. That's right. Thanks for the heads up on that, TJ. Oh goodness. So all players in the game will be listed in the shop. All right. So buy orders kind of mean that you are placing aside a certain number of points to immediately purchase the cards if someone is selling at that value. So perfect points used for buy orders will be allocated for purchase and refunded if the buy order is canceled. So in the create new buy order screen, there will be a list for top 10 buy orders, top 10 sell orders, and the order spread. So we'll show that off in a little bit. Now, if a card already has a sell order in the card shop, players will still have the option to buy now at the lowest listed sell order price immediately or create a new buy order. So you will still have that option to create a new buy order. Let's say there's a silver card on the market for, let's say, 200 perfect points. You can say like, I don't think that's like 200 perfect points. I want to see if I can buy this at 150 so you can put in a buy order for 150 and all that stuff. So that's kind of how that works. Now, this is a big one right here. Players will be allowed up to 50 combined buy and sell orders. So that's in any combination. So like 25 buy orders and 25 sell orders, 50 buy orders, 0 sell orders, 0 buy orders, 50 sell orders. 50 combined, period. Alrighty. So let's talk about sell orders now real quick. Now sell orders kind of are similar to how previous auction house listings work. Can you still quick sell? You can still quick sell, yes. You can still quick sell. In fact, I just quick sold a perfect card in the beta for perfect card and for 20,000 perfect points. You know, you can still do the quick sell. So sell orders are similar to how previous auction house listings work. You'll be able to create a sell order from the player page or by right-clicking on the player and clicking create a sell order. So selling player lists cards at a price, and the priority is based on the lowest price listed. So, and the sale is executed when another user creates a buy order for a card that either matches or is higher than the lowest price listed. And cards will be sold at the lowest price, and if there is more than one order at a particular price, the oldest listing will execute first. Now, if a card has a buy order already, the seller has the option to sell to the highest buy order immediately, or they can do another sell order and stuff like that. Now, cards put up for a sell order are removed from the roster and deactivated automatically. Now, in the case of an order cancellation, the card will need to be reactivated from the collection screen. And the 10% tax will still apply with all card transactions. So let's do a little bit of a demonstration here, all right? Let's go to the actual game and kind of show off what we have going on here. So let me get things set up here, and we will do that in just a little bit. Forgot to add my face cam to the slide. That might actually help just a tiny bit. All right. So let's go over to the game screen. Now, this is the screen that you will see when you open up Perfect Team 23. So there's a screen right there. You can see, so now this is a beta, all right? This is a beta version of the game. So what you see may not be final in the actual release, all right? So just so we are clear right now. Yep, and good job on beating Alex. Yep, exactly. So let's go ahead and go to the card shop right now. Now, here's what the card shop looks like. You got the type filter. You got a position filter. You can still do minimum value, maximum value. You can do minimum price, maximum price, search player. There's a couple of toggle boxes right here. Only show cards with sell orders. Only show cards I can afford. Hide cards I own. You can sort by that. But also, wait a minute. What's this? Is that what I think it is? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a mission filter in the card shop. Mission filter in the card shop. There we go. I know y'all have wanted this for so long. I know y'all wanted it for so long. The team knew you wanted it for so long. We have finally delivered the mission filter for the card shop. How's about that? Sound the horn. Sound the horn. We are sounding the horn for that. Yeah. Ah, shoot. Professional. There we go. There we go. We're sounding the horn for that. All right, so let's do a little bit of buy order stuff, shall we? All right. So let's say I want to buy, oh goodness. Well, let's show cards with sell orders. Let's see who's all on the market right now. Hey, Matt Chapman for the Toronto Blue Jays is on the market right now. So there's what you see when you open up this right here. Now, the lowest sell order on Matt Chapman right now, there's only one sell order right now, and that's for 6,000 perfect points. So I can buy now as well. Let's see. Can I sort by number of sell orders? I cannot sell by number of sell orders. However, Ketel Marte. He has a couple of sell orders as well. So let's say I want to buy Ketel Marte. Let's go ahead and go to the new buy order list. Now, here's what you're going to see. The red numbers right here are the current sell orders that are on the market right now. 1001, 1201. There's a detailed order spread as well for the top 10 sell orders, top 10 buy orders. You can see which missions this card is in as well. So let's say I wanted to buy it now for 1,001 perfect points because that is the lowest sell order right now. So we can go ahead and buy him now. There we go. Now, if I wanted to do a, let's say I wanted to buy Manny Machado. Now, I see this sell order. Yeah, you can still buy now, Nick. That's definitely something you can do. Now, Manny Machado here, 8,000 perfect points. I'm like, is he really worth 8,000 perfect points? I mean, I'm kind of looking at the ratings stuff here, and I'm like, I don't know if he's worth 8,000. Come on, you know my Machado is worth 8K. Well, maybe not, Alex. Maybe not. So maybe I want to do a buy order for, let's say, 6,000 perfect points. So I will enter it into here, submit the buy order. Now, if I go back into the thing to do a new buy order, you can still do a new buy order, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But we can take a look at the order spread. And now you see that my particular buy order is now in the list. All right. Now that's number one buy order. Now you see that little asterisk right there. That asterisk denotes that you have an order at that value. And a number in brackets, if there was a bracket right there, denotes the number of active orders at that value. So let's say that there's like 3 people that have a 6,000 perfect point buy order for this particular Machado. You will see a bracket, then 3, then another bracket right there. So that's kind of how that kind of works. Leaning Tower of Machado. I guess so, yeah. Now let's say I wanted to do a sell order, all right? I have, let's say, this Garrett Cole right here. So I have this Garrett Cole right here. He doesn't look too bad, but does he fit into my roster that much? Can you delete a buy order you placed? Let me see if I can do that. So let's see, I have my Machado here. Let's go to your card orders because that is where, go back to Machado? Okay. So let's go back to Machado here a little bit. Go to the new buy order, and oh boy. Oh, I just got undercut for that buy order. Ooh, someone wants it at 5,500? Well, maybe I don't want it at 5,500. So I can go to my card orders here. I have this Machado buy order right now. I can cancel the order from this screen, go back in, do a new buy order for 5,000 or something like that. Or I could say, you know what? Maybe he's worth a little bit more. Or I could just do 5,000, submit the buy order for that. Why are the orders going down? I don't know. But you know what? Maybe I didn't want to do 5,000. Maybe that was a typo on my part. So now we can do that there. And go back in and say, oh, 6,500. Oh, someone did a bigger bid. Okay. So let's do 7,000. So let's do that. So now I have a buy order for 7,000 for Manny Machado. Can't you edit the buy order amount in your card order screen? I think I can actually. So if I wanted to do 7,500, I can submit that. So now that would be my new buy order. And so there's my buy order right there at the top for 7,500. When does the order sell? Well, I believe that'll be when the person's Can the seller decide to sell to the highest buy bid? Yes, Chaston. I do believe that is the case. Yep, you can change it right from the buy order screen instead of canceling it. That is true. So there'll only be one version of each card, no more several dupes. I don't know about that. All right, so let's take a look at the Machado again. I see someone has canceled their buy order of 6,500 that was once there. But now the sell order is gone. So all that So there's that. Now let's... So Alex is rich once again. I guess so. The card was purchased for 8,000. So now I do believe... Yep, so the card was purchased for 8 grand. So I guess I got overcut there. So someone hit the buy it now for 8,000. So boo, I didn't get Machado. Doggone. It's almost as if someone is actively competing against me in real time. You don't say. Buy order locks perfect points. Yes, they are the buy orders will allocate perfect points from your account, but they will return if you cancel the buy order. And I see someone also has a Carlos Correa for a very nice number. Yeah, but yeah, if you place a bid, it's just like entering a bid in today's auction house. That's pretty much it, HDP. Yeah, perfect points go into escrow, card goes into escrow. That's kind of how that works. So there's that. But you know what? Maybe I say, you know what? Maybe Matt Chapman's a little better. I like the defense on him. I like the positional versatility. Maybe the avoid K is a little bit weird, but you know what? Let's get Matt Chapman for 6 grand. I can do purchase order right now for that card. Is there a way to set a time limit on the buy or sell order? I don't believe there is. Are these ratings subject to change? Yes, the ratings are subject to change. Ratings are definitely subject to change. This is still a beta version, so there's that. Yep, there is no time limit on the buy-sell orders. Yep, Nicolino in the chat. Thank you very much for that information. Tax funds gold. Yeah, we need to pay Alex somehow. So all the tax funds go to him. That is obviously a joke. All right, now let's sell a card. Now let's try selling a card. So let's go back to Garrett Cole here. Now Garrett Cole, he's pretty good, all right? But maybe I'm like, you know what? I don't know if this Garrett Cole is going to work for my team. Is there still an L10? I believe there is. Let me take a look. See. I forget if there's still an L10. I believe Nicolino can confirm that in the chat. But yeah, I think we did see an L10. Yep, there is an average price of last 10. Yep, there it is. Right there. Right there. Yep, far right column. Ah, yes, there is an L10 column right there. I see that. Nice. Can we see Sean Murphy? You know what? Let's see Sean Murphy. Yep, there's Sean Murphy. Going for 1,400 perfect points right now on a sell order. Already have him, though. But you know what? I can hide the cards I own, and now all I see is a Patrick Murphy. The search auto updates as you type. That is true. So there we go. So let's try selling that Garrett Cole. Can I sell for less? Maybe. All right, so let's create a sell order for Garrett Cole. Let's say, hey, there's a buy order for 23,500. Well, maybe I want to do that. So I believe, not 32. Let's submit that sell order for 23,500. Oh, that's the wrong thing, I think. Now where is that sell order? Where is that sell order at? Check your transaction history. I think it went through. Yep, there it is. So because I sold that Garrett Cole at 23,500, I got that perfect point from the sell order. Yep, it did fulfill the buy order, so it's working as intended. So 23,500. Please show the auction house without cards you own. Yes. So let's do that. Let's hide the cards I own, and hey, biggest one right now, Brian Hayes up for 1,600. Highest overall card out there. Nice. Can you just click on the buy order? Is there an autofill option for selling at best buy order price? Let me see. Is there a buy order out there for Scherzer? There's not. Is there one out there for Acuna? No, there's not. Let's see. Is there one for Correa? No. Oh, there is that 69,420 for Correa. We could also quick sell. Miss sell order. Still have the 10% penalty? Yes, we do. Ohtani has one? Okay. So Ohtani has a sell order for 40,000 right now. So you'll see the sell orders right now, the top 10 sell orders spread right there. Yep. So because I sold at that 32,500, maybe we should have a button or something like that, but yeah, that would make a little bit of sense, but I believe that's yeah, but that's kind of a little bit of a rough kind of demonstration of how the new what do the different color amounts stand for? Red is sell order, green is buy order. What's going on with Christian Vazquez's name? Again, this is a beta, so things are going to be a little bit weird. So, what is white? I believe that's a median, I think. Can you open the sell order again? Yep, so there's a sell order here. I can enter a price up here. Yeah, Dish needs the this is beta stamp to save time. What's the difference between the two? I don't know. Yeah, the accents aren't quite working right now. We're still trying to work that out, but hopefully we'll have that fixed for release. All right, so that's kind of a little bit about how the card shop works. I know it was a little bit of a rough kind of demonstration. We're still getting used to it. I'm still getting used to it. I think it's going to take a little bit to get used to, I will say that. But I think once we get it all figured out, I think it's going to be very, very good for the economy for Perfect Team and everything. So, you know what? Since we're here, you know what? Let's open a couple packs. Let's take a little bit of a break. Let's open up a few packs, shall we? Just to kind of see what kind of stuff you can get from some of these packs, all right? So let's see. We got gold pack, we got a few standard packs, we got a perfect pack. So let's take a look at some of the packs here, shall we? Now we're not going to do call your shot. But let's see what kind of cards we got. All right, so we got Sam Coonrod there is a bronze, Luke Weaver, Rich Hill, Yerman Mercedes, Austin Allen, Taijuan Walker. Ah, yeah, starting off with the golf packs. You gotta love it. But yep, things are going to move faster. Now, this is on instant opening. Where's Nick Pivetta? Don't know where he is. Don't know where he is yet. Another thing with Perfect Team 23, we saw that gold card right there. You can now set to reveal cards on a bit of a delay if they're above a certain overall. So like that Andrew Kittredge right there, you can flip over the cards will flip over automatically after a certain point. So that's pretty interesting right there. Adds a little bit of suspense to card opening. All right, that's pretty good. So let's go to this next pack. You got Derek Hill, you got Raver San Martin, Yolis Chacin, Yuris Familia, Ian Kennedy, Cole Tucker. Let's keep on keeping on. Got a few bronzes in this one. You got Brian Abreu, you got Ryan Stanek, you got Brad Hand. Let's keep going. We got a few more packs to go. Got Nabil Krismat, Evan Longoria, Luke Weaver again, Jorge Alcala, Justin Lawrence, Austin Barnes. Next up, hey, we got another gold card in here. We got ourselves Will Smith from the LA Dodgers. Now, this is from our gold pack right here. Can I right-click a card? You can still right-click a card, and you can actually create a sell order from the card opening screen. Yep, and you can set it to click on the cards. I'm gonna need to do that. Get that setting set up as well. But yeah, there's not historicals in this beta, but we will have historical card. Oh, no historicals in the beta. Okay. All right, now we got one more pack, and it's a perfect pack. So let's see what we got. Oh, we got gold card first. Brian Hayes. Who's our perfect pack? Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa from the Minnesota Twins. Look at that card right there. Look at the action shot we have. By the way, we're going to have a lot more action shots this year for Perfect Team on the cards. All right? Did anyone call it? Unfortunately not. Nobody called him. How new is that Correa photo? Fairly new. Gotta check the defense on Correa. Oh yeah, we gotta check the defense on Correa because now once again, this is still a beta. Ratings are still gonna be maybe tweaked a little bit at the end. But here's Carlos Correa right now. Looking pretty good. I mean, 70 BABIP, 61 power, 52 avoid K, 71 contact, 64 gap, 65 eye. Look at that defense at shortstop for Carlos Correa. 91 range, 89 error, 96 arm, 79 turn double play. That is an amazing defense right there. And look at the bunt. And he's qualified to learn first, second, third, left, center, and right. So let's go ahead and create a sell order for this Correa now. I don't think Carlos Correa is worth $69,420. Maybe he's worth $50,000. So I'm going to submit a sell order for this Correa. I don't need 2 copies of Correa. Why would I need 2 copies of Correa? So hopefully somebody will have 50,000 perfect points, come along and buy my Correa. All right, so that's kind of a look at how card opening is going to work. Take a look at the settings here. There's the pack opening settings as well. Entire pack, very fast pack opening speed. You can set that to however you want. Pack opening mode, you can do card by card still, or the entire pack. You can reveal cards at bronze and below, silver and below, gold and below, diamond and below. You can set delay, you can set sound effects volume, all that good stuff. Can we see a catcher? Well, I did pull at Will Smith, so let's take a look at Will Smith. He's not terrible. Can you see if a card has been partially trained? I don't know. And hey, I'm getting word that we have just sold Carlos Correa, and the perfect points will show up in just a little bit. There's the back of card a little bit. Catcher ability. Now, catcher ability, I think, has been tweaked a little bit. I don't know exactly how it's been tweaked. I know it has something to do with framing and stuff like that. But catcher ability and catcher arm are still going to be there. Will it still let you know if it's a duplicate? Yes, Fred. It will still let us know if it's a duplicate. And also, Will Smith, partially trained at third base. Pretty good stuff right there. Alrighty, so that's kind of a look at how that's going to work. Let's go ahead and go back to the slides because we still have a lot of stuff to reveal tonight. Let's get right back into it. So we talked about the card shop. Now, what's next on the plate? Oh man, this is probably going to be one of my favorite parts of tonight because we are going to talk about tournaments. And the tournaments and perfect drafts have been revamped a little bit this year. So there will be new formats this year for tournaments, including combining eras. Now you know those era tournaments that we've had? We can now combine eras and create tournaments. So like for example, like Dead Ball and what's the next one up? It'll be like Dead Ball and like maybe a 30s or 40s or something like that. But we can combine eras now for tournaments in terms of that. So there will also be an overhaul of Perfect Draft with even more fresh ideas to come. All right? Plus, the return of the This Week in Perfect Team Friday Showdown on the official Out of the Park Development's Twitch channel, hosted by yours truly. And by the way, the Friday Showdown will be available on release day. There will be an episode of the Friday Showdown on release day. So, once you get the game on Friday, get into the Friday Showdown, all right? We're going to have a big old party for that on Friday night. All right? That's going to be great. All right, now, there will also be a standardized schedule for daily and weekly tournaments. They're going to be firing at the same time every day. Now, there's going to be different daily and weekly tournaments, different ones depending on the day. So stay tuned for a little more detail on that. In terms of tournament slots, you will have 3 standard tournament slots and 2 perfect draft slots to work with. We have added an additional perfect draft slot for y'all because we figured, you know what? 1 perfect draft slot just wasn't enough. We needed that second perfect draft slot because I know a lot of y'all want to get into perfect drafts, maybe some quick ones, maybe some weekly ones, all that good stuff. And for our international friends, there will be more tournaments at all times of the day for all time zones. All right? Oh yeah, Nicolino saying you need a second PD slot because there's going to be something interesting happening. Ooh. That's a little spicy right there. Plus, there will be streamlined quick tournaments and perfect drafts as well. And a new thing that we're going to be introducing this year for tournaments, choice packs. Now, some tournament rewards will end up giving players a choice among a set of cards. All right, that's going to be pretty cool once that gets released. I don't know when exactly it'll be ready. I don't know if it's going to be ready for release, but we will have it in tournaments this year. All right, so that's going to be pretty awesome. Now, a little bit more on tournaments. The weekly leaderboards. I know y'all love the weekly leaderboards from last year, but guess what? There are going to be more leaderboards, and there will be leaderboards for weekly, daily, quick, and perfect draft tournaments. They will be available soon after launch. All right? So, you know the weekly standings that if you're on Discord, they were posted there. A lot. They will be available soon after the launch. That's going to be very good because those leaderboards are going to determine qualifiers for the Perfect Team Championship Series. They will determine the qualifiers for the Perfect Team Championship Series. And yes, all of the leaderboards are going to be available in game. So they won't just be segmented to one area of our community. No, they are going to be available in the game. Now, Perfect Team Championship Series is going to be replacing monthly tournaments. All right? Monthly tournaments, they kind of just they didn't really fire. Well, not really fire, but they kind of got lost in the shuffle of all the weekly tournaments and the daily tournaments. So we are eliminating monthly tournaments and replacing them with the Perfect Team Championship Series. And the Perfect Team Championship Series is going to be the qualifier for the Perfect Team Master Series. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So starting shortly after launch, there will be 4 leaderboards that will be fed from the specific types of tournaments: quick, dailies, weeklies, and weekly perfect drafts. Now, these leaderboards will have weekly perfect point rewards for the top 10 finishers. So if you finish in the top 10 in weekly tournaments or daily tournaments or quick tournaments, you will get perfect points for your efforts. This is why I said earlier that tournaments are going to be even more important than before. Now, there will be a designated period where Out of the Park will track the cumulative standings points to determine the qualifiers for the Perfect Team Championship Series. It could vary between 4 weeks or 5 weeks, depending on the calendar. And the Perfect Team Championship Series formats and prizes will be unveiled on the first Monday of every month and fire on that particular Saturday. So you will know the first Monday of every month, what if you qualified for the Perfect Team Championship Series, what the format is going to be. Now, the first iteration of the Perfect Team Championship Series will be unveiled on Monday, March 6th, and fire on Saturday, June 11th. So mark your calendars for those right away. And there will be 4 Perfect Team Championship Series monthly tournaments, including a perfect draft version with a twist, which we will talk about down the line. Now, following those 4 iterations of the Perfect Team, June 6th. Oh my God, I said March 6th. Oh my goodness. Listen, I'm surprised it's April right now. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, the first iteration will be unveiled on Monday, June 6th, and on fire on Saturday, June 11th. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yep, and standings are going to be a point structure, Nicolino says. So that's gonna be something. Now, following those 4 iterations of the Perfect Team Championship Series, the semifinalists of each Perfect Team Championship Series will qualify for the Perfect Team Master Series, which will be played in September. So the first one will be played in September. And then we will repeat that format through October, November, December, and January with another Perfect Team Master Series slated for early February. Now, the PTMS winners will compete for the Perfect Team World Championship. Now, here's a little more about the Perfect Team World Championship. This is something we teased during the release trailer. Here's a little bit more about how that is going to work. And by the way, let's shout out our good buddy Rich, because this was his vision. This was his vision. Having a live showdown between 2 Perfect Team managers in game. This is something that is now reality, and it's going to happen twice. It's going to happen twice. Now, the first matchup will be in October, with the second one happening in February. Now, for the October version of the Perfect Team World Championship, 2 managers, 2 teams will meet in a live, 1-game, head-to-head matchup, with games run similar to how the Big Idea streams for last year were kind of conducted. If you haven't watched the Big Idea streams, I think you can still watch them on our YouTube channel. They are very fun watches. I highly recommend you watch those because those were absolutely incredible. Now, the winner will take all. They will win a special, one-of-a-kind Perfect Team card plus a free copy of Out of the Park Baseball 24. Huge stakes right there. Now, how can you play for the Perfect Team World Championship? Well, the first matchup, the one that's happening in October, will pit the winner of the September Perfect Team Master Series against the team that has won the most Perfect League titles by the end of the day on September 18th, with the first tiebreaker having the most Perfect League wins overall. Now, those 2 teams, they will pick their best 26 cards to compete in a head-to-head managed game on the Out of the Park Development's Twitch channel in October, hosted by yours truly. And the winner of the initial Perfect Team World Championship will defend their title against the winner of the February Perfect Team Master Series in a matchup that will take place later that month. Now, at stake will be another one-of-a-kind Perfect Team card and another free copy of Out of the Park 24. This is a big thing right here, guys. This is absolutely insane. I cannot wait to see how this turns out because I've kind of been wanting the live showdowns as well. All right, I've kind of been wanting this for a while. This is something that's going to make tournaments a whole lot more important this year. All right, so this is something to look forward to. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait to see that. What if someone gets 2 free Out of the Park 24 copies? We'll see. So now that we've talked about tournaments, let's talk about a little bit about limited edition cards. Now here's how limited edition cards are going to work. So the limited edition cards will return in Perfect Team 23, and they will have 2 tiers to them. There will be 25 card LEs and 100 card LE cards. Now, the 25 card LEs will come out weekly and be premiered on This Week in Perfect Team. However, the 100 card LEs, they're going to be coming out periodically throughout the Perfect Team 23 cycle. So they will be released outside of Twitch. We'll probably have social media posts, forum posts about when those will go live. And they're going to be based on moments and anniversaries that happened on the date the cards are released. So like a historical moment, historical anniversary, something like that. Now, the Johnny Mize contest winners from Perfect Team 22, those will be 25 card LE versions. And they'll also be released 1 or 2 at a time. I forget if it's 1 or 2 at a time, but they will be released as 25 card LEs. Can we not remove LEs from the database when they're all pulled in 23? That is to be determined. Yeah, we're too late for a 100 Fenway Pizza Chucker. Oh, I love that. I love that. So once the final copy of a card is pulled out of the pack, as per usual, cards will be numbered. There will be no new copies made. So that's kind of how LE cards are going to work. I know it's a little bit of a rough breakdown of how that's going to work, but yeah, that's how that's going to work. So yeah, that's limited edition cards. Now, I think that's a lot of the changes that we've made to this right here. LEs in Perfect Draft. I don't know if we're going to have LEs in Perfect Draft. I'm assuming not, but I don't know for 100%. All right, now let's go back a little bit in time. Let's go back a little bit in time because, you know, this is the 5th year of Perfect Team. This is the 5th year of it. So let's take a little bit of a look back here and kind of reminisce a little bit on just how far we have come, because this was a fledgling game back in Perfect Team 19, or at least a fledgling mode back in Perfect Team 19. So let's indulge a little bit here. All right, we've gotten past the meat of the presentation. We've done the meat of the presentation. Let's take a look at some of the Perfect Team card arts from the past 5 years. Now, as we started out here, as you can see, we got the pre-1930s cards, then in 1930s cards, which kind of looked a little bit similar to each other. Then we had the 1940s card. You see that Ted Williams historical legend right there. 96 overall in Perfect Team 19. Yeah, this is some deep cuts right here. Then we have the 1950s cards. You see the little kind of marquee outline around the card right there. Then we have the 1960s cards. You got the little diagonal stripe at the top. You got the logo right in the middle. You got Reggie Jackson up there. Reggie Jackson, not a terrible gold card, but also not the best. But then the 70s, hey look, it's Nolan Ryan from the 1972 Angels. Oh yeah, everyone remembers the black and gold 100, Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle. Oh yeah, that was a good one, Nick. That was a good one. Yep. Now the 70s card art kind of stayed a little bit the same, and we'll take a look at that through that. Yeah, Franco is a future legend in Perfect Team 19. Like, people were raving about Wander Franco, even back in Perfect Team 19. Like, that was absolutely insane. Got Darryl Strawberry there. You got the historical all-star font there. Kind of like a interesting background to the name right there. Then you had the 90s cards. You have rookie sensation Hideo Nomo right there. Nice little diamond card. Kind of a little bit of a staticky kind of feel with the logo background on there as well. They had the 2000s cards. We didn't have a split between 2000s and 2010s cards. So these were all just kind of lumped into the 2000s. Then we have the future legend cards right there. And then we have the live card, which looked a little bit basic in Perfect Team 19. You know, we were just starting out, you know. A little bit of an art kind of thing right there. Looks like an unreasonable rating spread, not as many untrue 100s. Well, let's take a look at Perfect Team 20. And this is where I'm going to go ahead and take off my face cam here. Take a look at the art here. Now, the pre-1930 and 1930s cards, they kind of stayed a little bit of the same. A lot of the card designs kind of stayed very similar. Very, very similar to how they were in Perfect Team 19, with maybe some slight changes here and there. So 1930 and 1930s cards kind of were a little similar. 40s cards, if you compare them with the last one, they didn't change much. Historical All-Star kind of changing orientation a little bit. Then we had Willie Mays card for the 50s. Got rid of the marquee background. Kind of went with like a sepia black and white kind of stadium view for the background of the logo right there. So that was pretty interesting. 1960s cards kind of stayed the same as well. 1970s cards, not a whole lot of change right there. The only real change, I'd say, was the little flag there for like Hardware Heroes and stuff like that. There wasn't a whole lot of change with the 70s. 1980s, tiny bit of a change. You know, you got the cornered off kind of pieces right there. They have Benito Santiago for the 90s. Got rid of the static behind the logo there. Not a whole lot of changes otherwise. The 2000s got a little bit of a change. Kind of went from that diamond kind of background to the spotlight kind of stuff right there. And then this was the first time that we split off the 2000s and the 2010s cards. Plus, we introduced the Negro Leagues set, as you can see there by the Martin Digo card. Are Negro League cards going to be available at launch? I believe they are. Yes, there will be a small batch of Negro League cards available at launch. Yes, there will be. And then so you see the 2010s there with Justin Verlander with the new 2010s designs as well. And then we have the future legend cards once again. Not a whole lot of changes from the PT19 version, but very, very good Bobby Witt Jr. card right there. And then the live card changed up a little bit. We went from the kind of the swoosh designs there to kind of like a cornered design there as well. So that's kind of a look at the PT20 art. Now with PT21, card art kind of shifted off a little bit. Got in some new art there. Really changed up how the cards looked. So the pre-1930, now this introduced a new pre-1930s card design that kind of differentiated itself from the 30s cards. So you see there the Bing Miller right there. We introduced that design back in 21. Then the 1940s cards got a tiny bit of an upgrade as well. 1950s cards kind of kept the black and white photo in the background there as well. And as well for those card designs. 1960s cards kind of stayed the same. We kind of blocked off like separate sections of like the Hank Aaron and then the right field and the year card right there. So that's kind of how that kind of changed a little bit. Now, the 1970s card. Now, this is a good example of the 1970s cards. This was the only real special card from the 1970s decks. Otherwise, it would have been like a basic geometric stadium or something behind them. But this was the Doc Ellis card, the special card that we introduced in Perfect Team 21. It was a fun one that was really the only unique card of its type, really. In terms of the 80s cards, that got a little bit of a shift. Went from the cornered design to kind of more of a basic design a little bit, I could say. I don't know if it's like basic or whatnot, but went with a different font there. Andre Dawson right there as well. The 90s cards got rid of the diagonals on it. Went with a different kind of setup for that one. See a couple of sections there for the logo and the name. Snapshot right there as well. Then the 2000s cards. Now, it's not showing the initial 2000s cards from Perfect Team 21, but this is kind of what we settled on after the first couple of weeks or so. Kind of like a futuristic font kind of thing. Few corners here and there. Have the relief picture right there, and then bottom there with the year. And then with the 2010s, they got a little bit of an upgrade. We went away from the corner design with that, and went to more of a sleeker-ish design with the Albert Pujols right there. Negro League's got a little bit of a facelift as well. Future Legend. Future Legend got a little bit of an upgrade as well. New Future Legend font. Nick Madrigal right there. And then new design for the live card. Kind of went with a couple lines there for the first and last name. Now for Perfect Team 22, that kind of changed up a little bit. So now you're kind of seeing a little bit of the art evolution here. And how that's changed over time. Pre-1930s cards introduced a little bit of weathering to the cards. Kind of made them seem like old-timey, but I know that was kind of a mixed reaction, not going to lie. 1930s cards got a little bit of an upgrade. They kind of went away from their first few designs as well. Kind of going with a more old-timey design. 1940s got a little bit of a different design as well. All these cards really got different designs. 70s went away from the first few versions. Kind of got a different design there. Yeah, a few fold lines on the 40s. Kind of showing their age a little bit. 60s got a little bit of a redesign. Went away from like the boxy designs. Kind of went with like a little bit of a page turn design there as well. In terms of the 80s cards, that got a little bit of a different design. Went away from like the basic white background on that. Kind of went with like a pretty decent design. Then the 90s. The 90s cards really were reminiscent of some like very early 90s trading cards that you would find in like the wax packs and stuff like that. So that's kind of the inspiration for that 90s cards right there. The cursive and all of that. Then for the 2000s, you got that Bill Hall card right there. Different design there for the 2000s. A newer design for the 2010s, making them a little more similar to how trading cards look nowadays. Yeah, the 80s cards look like original Don Russ. Yeah, you're right. A little bit. Wish I could read the 90s names better. It's kind of what we went with that. Negro League's got a bit of a different design as well. Future Legend went with a different design as well in the live cards. I personally think that last year's was one of the better live card designs. But yeah, let's give a shout out right now before we continue on. Let's give a shout out to our boy Daniel, who has done an amazing job with the art design for all of these cards over the years. Like, he has done an exceptional job. The card design definitely shows improvement year over year over year. Give him a shout out in the chat, y'all, because he is awesome, all right? He is the man. All right, guys. It is now the moment you have all been waiting for. We have looked at the art from the last few versions of this game. It is now time to reveal the full card art for Perfect Team 23. Look at these designs right here. Kind of went with a lot of different designs here this year. The pre-1930 snapshot cards. Those are, ooh, ooh, very, very good cards right there. Kind of going with like the old-timey design. Really love those. The 1930s cards, getting a little bit of an upgrade as well. Got Al Lopez right there from the Brooklyn Dodgers. Nice little background there. Got them swinging a little bit. 1940s cards, big upgrade right here. Different background type for the 1940s right there. Then you got the 1950s. The 1950s cards are more or less staying the same from Perfect Team 22 because I know we got some rave reviews for the 1950s cards. 1960s cards, there's a little look at that right there. You saw a little bit of it with the Brooks Robinson card earlier. Some great stuff right there. 1970s cards. The 1970s cards, those are probably one of my favorite designs of the cycle. All right? Like, so good. So good. Like, it's really reminiscent of how the 70s looked design-wise, if you ask me. Got the 69 overall Larry Boa right there. 1980s cards. They are very similar to wax pack cards of like the mid 80s era right there. Yeah, it is very similar to 1984 Topps, Slave. Yeah, agreed with that. The 1990s cards look a little bit sleeker than before. Got the Moise Alou card from the 92 Montreal Expos right there. Then with the 2000s cards. Now, if you were paying attention a little bit, this looks a little bit different than what was in like the reveal video. Okay, we did change the font on the 2000s cards to make it a little more readable because we did hear some complaints that the font was a little bit unreadable. The team kind of agreed with that. And so we made the change for the font. So the font is now what it will look like for those 2000s cards. R.I.P. Bard Wilkinson. Yep, exactly. Now, in terms of the 2010s cards, they look very similar to how some modern baseball cards look today. Got Ruben Tejada from the 2011 New York Mets right there. Nice little background right there. Got a few diagonal swooshes right there as well. Then we got the Negro Leagues cards. And like we said earlier, there will be Negro League cards in the initial set. In the initial launch set. So that'll be fun to see Negro League cards. We'll still have Negro Leagues I don't want to say collections, but themes for This Week in Perfect Team. We'll have releases of Negro League cards in some batches as well, but there will be an initial set of Negro League cards in the initial set. Then we have the Future Legend cards, and let me tell you guys, we teased the Jack Leiter card from the Texas Rangers on social media, and oh my goodness, we had some huge positive reaction to the design for the Future Legend cards. This is another one of my favorite designs right here. This Hunter Green card right here. By the way, Hunter Green throwing triple digits. He's going to be good. And then the live cards. Got a little bit of a facelift as well. Kyle Lewis there. A little bit of an example right there. Plus there will be action shots as well. So that's kind of a look at the Perfect Team 23 card art. Pretty good stuff. And now you're gonna get a little spoiler now because apparently I am very smart. And I forgot that, hey, dude, you haven't finished the 12 cards in 12 days stuff yet. So you're going to get spoiled a little bit, but we'll still be revealing them on social media, all that good stuff. So here is a look at what you're going to be seeing teased in terms of 12 cards in 12 days. So this is kind of like in the lead up to 23, we are teasing these 12 cards that will be in the launch deck when the game launches on Friday. Now with this reveal, with these teasers, we wanted to show off kind of a wide range of cards, all the way from iron to perfect cards, as kind of a lead up to the in terms of a lead up to the actual game. Now let's talk about Tom Seaver. Now we did tease a 69 overall Tom Seaver as part of this collection. Unfortunately, the team realized after the fact that the overall on that card was incorrect. We went back. There was an error that somehow popped up. We went back. We fixed it up. It only affected a couple of cards, but it's all good to go now. What you're seeing is what the overalls are going to be for these players once release comes up. All right? We apologize profusely for that 69. The Tom Seaver is going to be a 95 overall card when Perfect Team 23 releases. There we go. But yeah, the ones that you're going to see in the next few days, we're going to be teasing Don Newcomb. We got Don Mattingly. We got Albert Pujols. And look at that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. card right there. That's going to be a spicy one. That is going to be a spicy one once the game releases, all right? That is going to be fun. All right, guys. Well, that is all we have for the Perfect Team reveal stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's open it up for questions. Now, I know we went over a whole lot today, all right? But if you have any questions, I'll see if I can answer them. Tell us your secrets. I just did, Yuka. Were there any new options added to the friends list? I don't believe there were. However, I can definitely ask. Any changes to the opener rule? There are no changes to the opener rule this year. What time will beta be out? When it comes out. Beta access, probably going to be emailed. There might also be a link on the forums as well. We'll see what happens. Will Perfect Drafts be ready day one? That is the plan right now, EVC. Will Dish shave? Probably. Are points for sale during beta? No, there will be no perfect point purchases during the beta. I do believe you will get an allocation of perfect points during the beta, during the open beta, but there will be no purchases. Yep, in the Friday Showdown. Yep, the first Friday Showdown will be on Friday. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I don't, that's a big old question that I don't, yeah. Are live cards still inferior to historical cards? I don't want to make too many generalizations right now, but we're doing our best to try to make live cards playable. When does the beta reset to live version? I would believe when the first version comes live. When does OOTP Go switch over? With OOTP Go, that's gonna be a bit of a thing. Basically, any updates about Perfect Team 23 and Out of the Park Go will be announced at a later date. We don't have anything to talk about with Go at this moment. Perfect League will not exist at launch. That is true. Rollout for pre-orders, beta Friday next weekend. I don't know on that. If Nicolino could answer that, that'd be fun. Texacan. Let's see. I don't think there's going to be a counter of how many catchers have shown in PT draft screen. I don't believe there is. Can you choose to lock cards to your account? I see Nicolino has answered that. You can't lock cards. That is true. Can I elaborate on catcher framing versus catcher ability? That's a question for above my pay grade. Perfect Team or Perfect League won't exist at launch. Perfect League won't exist at launch. Perfect League will not exist at launch. Sorry, I misspoke on that. There is no counter for catchers in Perfect Draft. Pitch framing and catcher ability, that's a question for above my pay grade. Manually locking cards, that's not going to happen. Do we still have a 10 card dupe limit? I do believe there will still be a duplicate limit. I'm going to have to double check on that. Will extra innings have a base runner on second? I don't believe so. In the base game, that is an option that you can toggle on and off, but in Perfect Team, no. Just in the base game. Do we get additional tournament slots for weeklies? You will have 3 tournament slots and 2 Perfect Draft slots this year. Obelix. That's all we got. 3 tournament slots, 2 Perfect Draft slots. Will there be PT dailies like at the end of 22? That is to be determined, Jeff. Will I wear a different tie every Friday? I'm not planning on wearing a tie every Friday. This is just, I only break out the ties for the important stuff. Login bonus. Yes, the login rewards will be the same as they were in Perfect Team 22. There might be changes coming to those down the line, but right now they will be the same. And Yuka, I got plenty of ties, so we'll definitely be going through some ties for important stuff this year. Will it be announced when we can download the beta? Yes, we will announce when pre-order customers can download the beta. Alrighty. Well, thank you all so much. That is going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this helped kind of give a sense of what Perfect Team 23 is going to be this year. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Beta opens Tuesday. It's going to be great. I hope to see y'all in beta. I'll be in the beta, in the open beta. I hope a lot of you have already pre-ordered. I know that pre-orders kind of broke a record, a day one record for us this year. So that is awesome. But I hope you guys, if you haven't pre-ordered, you can go to OOTPdevelopments.com and pre-order now. If you haven't already. Game comes out on Friday for worldwide. April 22nd, mark the date, this Friday. It's going to be great, guys. All right, guys. Have a great night, everybody. I will see you on Thursday for the first episode of This Week in Perfect Team, where we're going to talk about the live card mission rewards. Now that is going to be a fun time. Live card mission rewards will be talked about this Thursday on This Week in Perfect Team. All right, guys. Have a good night, everybody. This has been DishNet34, signing out.